Welcome back, Math 1. So today we're going to go over 2.b, which is solving one-step equations. Now, anytime we solve an equation, remember, we're trying to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. And anytime we solve an equation, the number one goal, right, is to get the variable by itself. And to do this, what we use is we use inverse operations. Anytime you hear the word inverse, we have to think opposite. So when we look at this, right, if the operation is addition, what would the inverse of addition be? That would be subtraction. So when I go to solve this equation here, I look, right? I read this as x plus 9 equals 20, right? What do I do to get x by itself? Well, since it's linked by addition, I subtract 9, x equals 11. Anytime we're undoing addition or subtraction, what you have to understand is what I'm getting rid of has to add up to 0, okay? Meaning that eliminates. And if you go to check your solution here, 11 plus 9, does that equal 20? Yes. Now, the next one, if the operation is subtraction, how do I undo subtraction? What's the inverse operation? It's addition. Okay, so when I look, x is linked to 8 by subtraction. So how do I get rid of the 8? I add it. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. And what do these add up to? 0, so they eliminate. So x equals 5. And if you come back up here and check it, is 5 minus 8 going to equal negative 3? Yes. Okay. So remember, anytime we're undoing addition or subtraction, what we're getting rid of should add or subtract to give you 0. The next one, if the operation is multiplication, how do I undo multiplication? Well, I use division. Okay. And now, when I look at this, negative 5 times x equals 30, to get rid of the negative 5, I divide it, right? Divide both sides by negative 5. That cancels out and says x equals 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. Now, anytime we undo multiplication or division, right? What should this divide to give us? Well, negative 5 divided by negative 5, right? Negative 5 over negative 5 is going to equal 1, isn't it? Therefore, anytime we undo multiplication or division, it should multiply or divide to equal 1. So when I come over here, if the operation is division, the inverse of that is multiplication. Right? So what do I do to both sides here? X divided by 4. I'm going to multiply by the denominator. Multiply by the denominator. These cancel out, leave me with x equals 32. So now, if I look in focus here, 4 times x over 4 would give me 4x over 4. 4 divided by 4, that would give me 1x, which is just x. So remember, anytime we're undoing multiplication or division, it multiplies or divides to give you 1. So we're going to kind of fly through some quick examples here, right? This w plus 4 equals negative 8. How do I get rid of 4? Since it's positive, I subtract it, right? What I do to one side, I do to the other. W equals negative 8 minus 4 is negative 12. Number 2. It's x plus 7 equals 12, so how do I get rid of the 7? Subtract it. These should add up to 0. What I do to one side, I do to the other. 12 minus 7 is 5. And we are done. Now here, although we read this as negative 9 plus x, if I go ahead and, if I read that as addition and I go ahead and I subtract 9, does negative 9 minus 9 give me 0? No. What you have to understand is since this is negative 9, what I have to do is add 9 to both sides. So I'm going to add 9 here. add 9 here. Now those add up to 0. And x equals negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3. When I read this as x minus 12 equals 14, what do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 12, add 12. X is equal to 14 plus 12, 26. Remember, those eliminate. Over here, 15 plus x equals negative 10. How do I get rid of 15? I'm going to subtract it. Those add up to 0, so I subtract it over here. Bring down the x. Negative 10 minus 15 is negative 25. Now, sometimes when I look over here, sometimes if I see a problem like this, I'll actually rewrite it or I'll solve it as is. So, y minus 9 equals 18. How do I get rid of the 9? I add it. Add it there. Those eliminate. And I get y equals 18 plus 9 is 27. Guys, don't be afraid to rewrite this so it's easier for you. Y minus 9 equals 18. And now I can just go and add the 9. Y equals 27. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Okay, number 7. X plus 19 equals 8. How do I get rid of the 19? Since it's plus 19 or positive 19, I'm going to subtract it. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Now, I like my final answer to be x equals, right? Those eliminate, so x equals 8 minus 19 will give me negative 11. Then, number 8. Since it's plus 7 or positive 7, I'm going to subtract, bring down the x, those eliminate, equals negative 16 minus 7 would be negative 23. Number 9. 6 times x equals negative 18. How do I undo multiplication? Using division. Those cancel out to 1. X equals negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3. Number 10. 7 and x are linked by multiplication, so I'm going to divide. X equals 28 divided by 7 would be 4. 11. X divided by 9 equals negative 7. How do I undo division? Using multiplication. These 9s cancel out. X equals negative 7 times 9, negative 63. Now, anytime I get fractions, guys, I like to do one of two things, right? I'm going to rewrite this as negative 3x over 4 equals 6. Now, to get rid of a fraction, if I multiply by the denominator, the 4's would cancel out then and leave me with negative 3x equals 24. Now, all I have to do is divide by the numerator, and x would equal 24 divided by negative 3 is negative 8. Okay, so solving one-step equations is important for moving on to bigger and harder equations. So make sure you get and understand every step of the way in the progression of solving equations. Go ahead, try the student practice, and let us know if you have questions.